Bottom of the hour, get up, Bears and Giants. I've said it a million times. There's nothing better than football in the snow at Soldier Field. Opening minutes, third quarter. Alex, look at Jaxson Dart go.
Yeah, I mean, I've been so impressed with this kid's ability to run the football. Listen, if this is the NFL level, this guy's a dynamic runner. I mean, these are QB powers, QB GT counter, and he takes it in.
7 rushing touchdowns for him, and they were up 10 points. But then he's got the first down here, Alex.
Get down. I mean, he's a young, eager kid, I think, wanting to prove his toughness. But here, this is just unnecessary. You got the first. Get down, avoid these hits, and obviously a fumble.
Unfortunately, a concussion, and he would leave the game. The Bears would take over, and then Caleb Williams would take over. He does things, Rex, that you just can't coach. How about the effort on this play?
Oh, and this was time and time again that he's getting away from the rush and making big plays with his feet. Amazing here. We were hoping he'd score, but it's going to come later.
Down to the 2, and then Roma Dunze, who had no catches last week. D. Wood finds himself in the end zone for the score.
Shoot, I could have scored if it being that wide open.
Russell Wilson then comes in to play quarterback, and not well. That's C.J. Gardner-Johnson, one of his 2 sacks on the day. So the Bears are forging a huge comeback. Where have we seen this before? Giants with a big blown lead. And then here comes Caleb Williams, and then, oh, look at him go.
Oh, yeah, he can do this. Again, this is another 2-minute win for the young kid here. This has been so impressive.
8 rushes, 63 yards. Bears come from 10 down in the final 4 minutes. They take a 4-point lead. Final minute, Russell Wilson, last chance, 4th and 10. That's just not going to get it done. Rex, I hate to say it, but Brian Daboll, Bears pull off the huge comeback win, 24-20 the final. Here's Ben Johnson after the game.
Hell yeah! Man, I tell you what, I feel like I'm on repeat each and every week right now. I mean, I got nothing new to say to you guys. Did you even waver for a second? You knew exactly we had them right where we wanted them. Gosh, man. Goodness gracious. He's got ice in his veins now. And if you don't believe it now, you just wait, man. The best is yet to come, 18. Here we go.
So there's a lot to unpack, and all the things that he just said. Put your feet up. We got a lot of time to dive into it. Let's start with that. What he said there about Caleb Williams really resonated with me. What are we seeing right now?
I can't tell you what that means to that young kid. For the last 2 weeks to come back and lead your team to victory. Listen, this guy was a one-man show yesterday. He did not have a lot of help. I mean, he should have been sacked a dozen times. He gets out of all of them, didn't take a single sack. Look at this throw right here. I mean, to his left, back across the field. And by the way, you said it, look, it's snowing. It's Chicago. It was 20-mile-an-hour winds. Right. I think his receivers dropped 6 or 7 passes yesterday, and this guy just kept coming. And I think there was this narrative about him that he's talented. Yeah. But listen, he's from Southern California. He won the Heisman. I mean, he went to USC, he paints his nails. Like, this is a tough-ass kid, man. Yesterday, he played like it. He showed it. And again, to get the recognition from your coach after in the locker room, right? Like, this just goes a long way for your confidence. Again, as a number 1 overall pick with a lot of weight on him.
He's a generational talent. I think people forget that, all right? He's a generational talent. And now you pair him with a heck of a football coach and like I say, he's going to get like this. He's going to keep climbing, guys. And when it's all said and done, is this a playoff team? It kind of looks that way.
Yeah. And a playoff team is one thing, and a 4,000-yard passer is another thing. Those are all things that would be great steps. But this looks like a team that is on the come. Maybe not this year. Detroit and Green Bay might still be the class of that division. We'll see. The Bears are finding miraculous ways to win, and it's all kinds of fun to watch. But it looks like they're, for the first time in what feels like a very long time, building something sustainable, and the center of it, obviously, is their quarterback.
Absolutely. I thought he was magical in the fourth quarter. And we talked about some of the drops, but some of the plays that he was making in that game, it just shows you, like, there's a reason why this guy was picked number 1.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we've been following the hype of this guy since his freshman year at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Okay, because of some of these plays. I mean, look right here. The speed, the legs, all those type of things. And to bring this team back from double digits in the fourth quarter to win these games, that's how you build trust from your teammates.
And let me say this. If we go back to his draft class, Jaden Daniels had a pretty successful rookie year.
Oh, boy.
We're talking about Drake May right now and all he's done for New England. The Chicago Bears never wavered on anybody but this guy. This was the guy all along. And if you're taking this guy ahead of Jaden Daniels, ahead of Drake May, ahead of Bo Nix, Michael Penix, J.J. McCarthy, every quarterback that went in that great rookie quarterback draft class, that tells you how much belief they had in him. And they had that kind of belief in the head coach as well, who they went after really hard because they wanted to marry up the quarterback they identified with the coach they wanted.
That's the point I really want to make here. And Rex, you said it about Mike Vrabel. There is nothing more valuable than elite coaching. Look what Caleb Williams looked like last year. They almost broke him.
Yes.
Remember that moment on the sideline where he looked like a broken man? Look at him now. I mean, to the point that he is ascending like this. And Alex, you can quickly, before we get to the other side of this, speak to that. You were once a number 1 overall pick that struggled early in your career. And all of a sudden you get in the right situation. I don't know, for you it was Jim Harbaugh, but you get in the right situation with the right people around you, and all of a sudden it just looks like a different human being.
Absolutely. And listen, like this guy had, I agree with you, Chef. He had such a dysfunctional rookie year, and some of his peers didn't experience that, and he played through it. He was out there for every snap, every game. And now to pair him with Ben Johnson, I mean, who's maybe one of the best offensive minds there is. And there is everything at his disposal with this kid at the quarterback position, right? There's nothing that you can't do from a QB run situation, from a throw that you can make, right? It's all there. And they've won 6 out of their last 7. And they again, beat up. They're patching holes on the defensive side. I do think this team's going to be there come the end of the season.
So let me show you 2 full-screen graphics that tell the story of the 2 teams that played in this game. The Bears yesterday had their 4th win this season that came after trailing at some point in the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter.
Wow.
That is their most in any season since the merger. Let me juxtapose that 4 with this 4. The New York Giants lost their 4th game this season when leading by double digits. Not only is that the most losses in the NFL, no other team has had more than 2 such losses this year. Talk about the Giants. What was the first thing you said to me?
If I'm John Murrah, the Giants owner, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. That stat that you put up there, that's coaching. That's coaching, okay? You shouldn't be, when you're having double-digit leads, you should know how to manage a game to the point where you're coming out on the other side of these things, not losing these games. And then on top of that, how in the world you're managing your quarterback? Schefter, we talked about in the meeting. Your quarterback is on his 4th concussion?
He's been evaluated this season for 4 concussions this season.
That is unreal. Like, listen, we know the Giants have a quarterback.
Yes.
They have a quarterback. But the way in which they are handling the quarterback with all these design runs and putting your quarterback in harm's way, this is not it. This is not what the Giants organization need, and they're going to have to look in a different direction.
Yeah, and because this team was going absolutely nowhere, so don't get the quarterback killed for the real coach that comes in next year. Because to me, look, this defense is absolutely atrocious. It's a junior college defense, right? They give up, you got 10-point leads. I mean, Brian Daboll's a decent football coach.
Yeah.
You got a 10-point lead. You can't hold it. All your money's up in that front, and you ain't using them.
Yeah.
I mean, so you don't know what the hell you're doing. And that's what happens when they don't play as a unit. They have a bunch of good individuals on defense. It drives me crazy. There's no unit pride. There's no anything. Anybody that plays worth a darn on defense, it's all about the unit, not about the damn individual. And this team right here, you've got the best defensive tackle in the league. You got Burns, one of the best edge guys in the league. You got all these damn guys, and I can't stand watching this group. I just laugh my butt off watching you blow another lead. All right, and guess who called it? Like, you called it. Remember, you're like, oh, they're going to blow another one. I'm like, oh, no chance. They don't blow. Oh, yes, they did. To a guy that's a second-year quarterback that, like you said, everybody thought was terrible. Yeah. They're putting everybody else, Bo Nix over them. The hell with that. They got a real staff, a real coaching staff out there. I mean, so to me, they got to make huge changes. And when I said the gone thing, look, I know Brian Daboll. All right, I know he's a good coach. But guess what? You are what your record says you are. Like, you stink.
It feels like it feels strongly in this city like it's coming to an end for Brian Daboll, Schefter. That's the way I think a lot of the fans feel.
I think when you blow 4 double-digit leads on the road in games you could win, and you don't come through, and your quarterback's being evaluated for 4 different concussions, and you've got a guy who could threaten the NFL single-season sack record in Brian Burns, and a player in Abdul Carter who could win the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Jaxson Dart who could win the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and you got all these great things happening, and you are 2-8 for the 3rd straight season. there are going to be questions asked in the organization.
In some ways, I mean, I hate to say this, but bigger picture, like the Jaxson Dart medical concussion thing is a bigger issue for me than the 4 losses. The 4 losses when you're up by 10, right? Like this was a team that for what the record was, I still loved watching them. I loved tuning in. I thought they were a great team with Jaxson. He is so dynamic. But the fact that they've continued to run him and put him in these situations and haven't protected him against himself, right? He is obviously an amazing competitor. But
why did the medical temp bother you so much?
Remember the time when he ran over there, the coach?
We've been saying this for weeks. He's the most hit quarterback in football since he started playing, right? And they continue. Again, his legs are always going to be a part of his value and his strength, right? So I'm not saying to take those away, but you have to be smart with it. You have to pick your spots, and you got to coach this kid, right, when it is appropriate to take hits, which, by the way, is not very often. Like, get down, get up to play the next play.
Here's why it bothered. I can't speak for Alex. Here's why it bothered me, because it was an illustration of the desperation of the coach, and it is why you cannot have a coach and a young quarterback who are not married up in timetable. Brian Daboll is doing what he has to do. He's coaching for his life. He's trying everything he can to keep his job. And the medical tent, for people who don't remember, this is when he got the concussion yesterday. But the medical tent episode came earlier in the season where he's in the blue tent and Brian Daboll is running over there yelling and screaming, "Can I get my quarterback back or not?" And he said he was trying to figure out whether or not to call the timeout. That's something every coach knows he shouldn't do, knows he can't do. But desperation makes people do weird things. And it is why keeping a lame duck coach when you draft a young quarterback to try and be developing him, that's why he's running like crazy. Because the coach is trying everything he can to win a game because he's trying to save his job. You would do the same thing everybody would. Yeah. And it's not what makes sense for the organization in the big picture. And it's another team that has fallen into this self-inflicted trap.
Let's make it very simple. There's a rule. If a quarterback or a player is evaluated for 4 concussions in a year, there should be some time that he spends on the bench getting well and resting.
Certainly feels like it's going to go that way. All right, a little later we'll say, that's a very attractive job. I think that's a job.
The number one.
Running over each other to try and get the same way Ben Johnson wanted the Chicago job. A Sunday statement yesterday.
Dan Campbell's the man. I'm not saying that because he kicked the crap out of me. I'm telling you, this guy right here, you see, it looks like he's doing the play calling and things, but he got his dynamic playmakers involved. Jahmyr Gibbs had a monster day, 172 total yards, 3 touchdowns. And guess what? They have another receiver outside of Monroe St. Brown. Who is this? Jamison Williams. By the way, you could slow it up in slow motion. He still looks fast. The guy is maybe the fastest player in the league. And Dan Campbell got his pieces together and said, no, I'm going to go to my explosive playmakers. And it made a huge difference in this game. Welcome back, Detroit Lions.
They looked like the Lions we were expecting to see a lot of this year yesterday, D-Wood.
Well, what do you know? When you get the ball to your best players, usually good things happen for you. And that's what Dan Campbell did. That's why he took over the play call.
Last week, Jahmyr Gibbs was barely on the field.
When
Jamison Williams hasn't had a target.
He's a blocker.
Like how many
played guard that game.
Jahmyr Gibbs was picking up the blitz like on every single play. They got so out-coached in that game, it was ridiculous. And so Dan Campbell said, I've seen enough of that. He stole Sean Payton's huge play card. He called the plays yesterday, and it all worked out well. All right, Alex, give me someone else who made a Sunday statement.
I mean, I think I could say this every week for this guy, but Matthew Stafford. I mean, just another 4-touchdown performance for this guy in a huge divisional game against the Niners. Listen, there's a little West Coast bias, obviously, in the media. Right. The whole NFL world needs to take notice of what's happening with the Rams, right? The whole NFC should be on notice. These guys are a complete football team. He's playing quarterback at the highest level. I mean, made NFL history, 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Let's show it.
In his last 6 games.
This is the history. Matthew Stafford is 37 years old. He leads the league in passing yards and touchdowns. And to your point, in the last 6 games, he has thrown 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He is the only player in NFL history to throw as many as 20 touchdowns with no picks in a 6-game span.
It's like it's a video game for him. In watching him, and again, it is precision. I mean, he can still throw the football, maybe better than anybody. And again, he's been in this offense now for quite a while. He's got a lot of contributors. I mean, it's just masterclass.
And in the theme of the day, look at the head coach and look at the quarterback and look what the head coach-quarterback combination is doing now for the Los Angeles Rams. They are as good as any team in football. And by the way, the Rams and the Seahawks in the NFC West. Woo.
That's next week.
Yeah. Let's get into that. With my Sunday statement, Schefter, How about the Seattle Seahawks and that defense?
They are good,
When you
too.
want to talk about the Rams, the Seattle Seahawks and that defense, I mean, they laid waste to the Arizona Cardinals yesterday. We were talking in the production meeting how literally you went to the bathroom and it was 28-0.
Is your stomach feeling better, Alex?
It was a 110. 110.
That's right. But your point.
Yeah, my point is like this Seattle team, for anyone who doesn't watch the Seattle Seahawks, you better start tuning in. This team is for real. They're on top of the NFC West along with the Rams.
Yep.
And boy, do we have a hell of a matchup. I think it's next week with the Seattle Seahawks and the Rams going head-to-head. I can't wait to watch that.
And Alex, you were making the point this morning. If the road to the Super Bowl winds up going through Seattle, what does that mean?
I mean, for folks that have never experienced playing at Seattle, especially if it's a playoff game, I mean, they maybe have the best home field advantage in football. And I'm saying, like, again, no offense. I played in Kansas City. Arrowhead's phenomenal. It is absurd. You can't hear yourself think, right? And again, this defense, when you talk about that defense up front, I mean, that's like pouring gas on a fire. Like, they're even better. I mean, how many false starts do opponent teams have in there on their offensive line? This team, I mean, I don't think they're, like, obviously these two teams on top of this division, I think they're on top of the NFC as a whole.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the Rams and the Seahawks.
I totally agree. And and Rex, you can speak to this as well. That defense, like, it's like Legion of Boom type. Like, they're on that level. They are phenomenal on all three levels. And then Mike McDaniel is obviously the guy that's coordinating.
Mike McDonald, yeah.
McDonald, excuse me.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it's that Baltimore Raven defense that went over there, went west, and is absolutely dominating people. And the funny thing is, like, Jesse Minter's the guy over there and doing, him with the Chargers. Like, it's funny how that defense moved west and they're kicking people's butt. They're multiple in what they do. And that's why, to me, that defense is built to win through the playoffs. And now, oh, by the way, you have an MVP quarterback in Sam Darnold, too. Like, this team, it's going to be an epic matchup between the Rams and Seattle. We're going to find out next week.
You were making the point of how few passes he had to throw yesterday. I mean, he had Sam Darnold had he's terrific. I'm not trying to knock him at all, but they were so dominant. He didn't have to do anything yesterday.
No, and I mean, again, he mentioned it. I think he is, in the MVP conversation. I mean, I could have played quarterback for them yesterday, Greeny, and it would have been the exact same score. I threw more passes. I ran the wing T in high school. I threw more passes than this.
Sam Darnold yesterday was 10 of 12 for 170.
Hold on. What about in the second half?
Yeah.
I don't know if he had any passing.
And they won the game by 1 million. All right, Monday Mayhem is brought to you by Freestyle Libre. Let me show you, if you didn't see it, the way Jaguars-Texans ended. It was insane.
Wide side right, here's the snap. Davis looking, Davis stepping to his left. Davis on the run, 10, Davis 5, Davis to the corner. Davis! Touchdown! Houston! Amazing!
Lawrence. He's sacked, and it's over! The ball pops in the air, and Rankins takes it the distance. What a way to end it!
So let's make it clear. The Texans engineered one of the great comebacks of this or any NFL season, and that last-second touchdown on that ball that gets popped up in the air allowed the Texans to cover the point spread. They were minus 2.5, so that was, with apologies to our friend Mr. Van Pelt, one of the baddest bad beats you will ever take in your entire life, and I can tell you who called it. Schefter. Yeah. Schefter, in the third quarter of that game, you're sitting there and you said, the Texans are going to come back and win this game.
I just felt like that defense is so good, and they fell behind so early, and you could just start to feel that Jacksonville was stuck in neutral. And I know that Houston was playing with a backup quarterback, Davis Mills, but he engineered an incredible comeback. And that defense wasn't going to be denied. I've watched them enough to know this season that if they smell blood, it's going to be on.